Welcome back to Timeless Athlete, the ultimate space for former athletes navigating their life beyond sports. I'm Andrecus Lindley, and if you're anything like me, transitioning from a fast paced, adrenaline fueled world of athletics to a post career life comes with its own challenges. But here, we'll dive deep into the real struggles of athletes and what they face after hanging up their jersey. So if you want to stay informed with the tips, the interviews, and the real stories of athletes, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's build a strong community of former athletes ready to tackle the next chapter head on. So, you want the good news or do you want the bad news first? Because I'm an optimist, I'm going to go with the good news first. And then I'm going to tell y'all what's the real. So the good news is there is a decline in overall rates of sudden cardiac deaths among former athletes. So let's give ourselves a round of applause for that. We want to say thank you to the health industry for that. We're doing better, and I want to say thank you for you guys because y'all putting in a lot more work, taking care of yourself. The bad news is former athletes are at risk of developing heart conditions later in life, and this is and could be uh, the reason and may be experiencing the declining of heart health. Excuse me, guys. Wow, uh, because of decrease of physical activity, cardiovascular disease, which a lot of us don't know we have because we're not getting checked. We're not getting screened. We're stubborn. We feel like we're healthy enough and we good. A lot of these cardiovascular health problems are coming undetected. They don't even know they're having it. They think that they're healthy and strong as an ox and they're passing out. So, besides that, age is a big factor as well. And I hate when people say age because I'm trying my best to defy age. For me, it's just a number as long as I'm getting checked, eating healthy. But let's look at the reality. As we age, things don't work the same. You got to work a little harder. Let's just be honest, right? And so the last thing I want to tell you guys is former athletes with bigger bodies. So that's women, that's men who are bigger elite athletes tend to have more complications of the heart than any other athlete, right? And so I want to read something to you guys, something that I found and I thought that was interesting. This is from Genevieve Smith from Tulane University. She has a PhD and she's a faculty instructor there at the university. But she says because of the years of athletic training at the most elite level, there tends to be an expectation that former professional players would have fewer cardiovascular issues. But there's a growing body of research that suggests that's not the case. She goes on to say, our study suggests we need to be more vigilant in monitoring players' cardiovascular health because we don't yet truly understand the long-term consequences of high performing athletics. So what's really happening, guys, is because we grow strong, we're doing this elite training. What happens to the heart? It begins to get bigger. It begins to get thicker. It begins to pump a lot more blood to feed the muscles, to feed the body, right? And what ends up happening is we build these elite heart muscles because that's what it is. It's a muscle. We build these elite heart muscles, and then after or post career, we become couch potatoes. We start getting into mom and them food, eating things that we know aren't good for us, more processed foods, more sugar, heavy red meats, more dairy. We're pouring this stuff in our systems thinking that, oh, I was an elite athlete. I'm good. I can, my body can handle this. I can handle this. So what ends up happening is because you slowed down and your heart is working harder to pump this thick blood filled with all these things that is not good for the body because it's not hydrating food, it's not berries, it's not melon, it's not vegetables, fresh foods. It's working the heart harder, and then it becomes damaged in a sense where it's not working out anymore. You're not working out the heart anymore. You're feeding it bad foods to stay alive and to pump, which you're not understanding. So it's working harder. Now it's becoming sick. Now it's getting sicker. Now it's becoming a disease. Now it's becoming a risk, and we're not getting checked, right? And so let's be conscious of that. Let's understand that our heart is a muscle, and everything in our body works just as well as you're feeding it. If you're feeding it good food, if you're working it out the way it should be, I'm not saying it has to be super intense, but if you're staying with some good moderate exercise, eating well, feeding it good protein, good macros, really juicy fruits, and staying hydrated, wink wink, hydration, so the heart can pump easier, hydration, then we got a chance, right? So here are some of the warning signs that you may maybe you're experiencing, maybe somebody talked to you, or maybe this will help you as you navigate whether you're in sports now or post career. But a sudden decrease in performance, right? If you're playing and you realize like you can't even do what you did just like that, it's just sudden, all of a sudden. Maybe the feeling of feeling tired more than usual now, the shortness of breath. Maybe there's a burning sensation in your chest or your upper abdomen. And then maybe you have some kind of lightheadedness or dizziness that just is random. You don't understand why every time you start to take a walk or something that exerts you for some maybe you picked up a box and you got dizzy right away. Go get checked. Go get checked. And so the last thing I want to leave you guys, as always, I want to leave you guys always with some good solution-based tips. Tip drill. I need a bell. I need something. I need to ring. Tip drill. Right? All right. So how can we protect ourselves? How can we do a better job in increasing the decrease of sudden cardiac health problems, whether that is deaths, whether that is, whatever it is? How can we increase that decrease? How can we help the health professionals out? All right. How can we be more mindful so we can be around longer from for the people that love us? See, that's what we not understanding. Like, we cannot be selfish. We have people that love us, people that want us around at your 40s or high 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. You can't be selfish. They want to see you at your best. They do not want to be taking care of you in your late 30s, 40s, 50s, and you just around. No, they want to see you at your best. They want to see you take that jump shot. They want to see you, still out there playing with the grandkids. Right? So stop being selfish. Is like your health is really not about you. I mean, it is about you, but it's about the people that love you. They want you around. Be mindful of that. So what are some of the things we can do to protect ourselves? Getting regular checkups, getting screenings, getting blood work done. I usually say once a year, but it's really twice a year you should be doing, like, at least getting a physical, then maybe going back to get some blood work, and maybe every 6 months you interchanging those things like that, just to be safe. Let them know you played a sport before. Let these folks know. Stop hiding your history. Hey, if you didn't know, I'm a black male. I'm 3 times more likely than any other athlete to have heart problems. I think that's because of the way we eat. I don't think that really has anything to do with me just being black. I think it's just, culturally, the environment, the stress and things like that, that, some black environments may have, and other cultures have their environmental problems too. But let them know. If you didn't know, I'm a black man. I used to play football. I played basketball. I ran track. I did high intensity training. All right. If you didn't know, this was what's up. Let me go ahead and throw that out there so you can tell me everything I need to be doing as I age. Okay? Stay active, guys. Again, you don't have to be doing some high intensity training, but doing some moderate work is going to help out. All right? You can't just become a couch potato. Your heart is going to take on so much work. It's going to pop. All right? So be understanding about that. Okay. And then, like I said before, get off the cultured foods. Get off the home cooking, the fried foods, the sweets, the breads, the red meat. I don't care what they tell you about red, man. It got protein and red meat is not do what you want. You can get the better version if you want, but red meat is red meat. All right. Be conscious about it. Make better decisions. All right. Alcohol, drugs and alcohol. If you didn't know, when you drink alcohol, just put your hands on your chest as you drink. Feel how hard that thing is thumping. When you drink alcohol, your heart has to work so much harder because the alcohol in the blood turns the blood thick and it's super hard. Imagine thick oil trying to push through an engine. It's going to do what? What's going to happen to those valves on the engine? They're going to clog up. They're going to tell you can't use this engine no more. You got to replace it. Same thing with your heart. When you drink alcohol, it thickens the blood and it makes it work so much harder. Think about the next day when you wake up from that hangover or from drinking. What's happening? Your heart is thumping. That's why they tell you don't do any exercise or anything like that after drinking, because there's a good chance of heart failure and you drop and die. So be careful with alcohol. Be careful if you smoke weed, smoke cigarettes. Try your best to quit. And if you do smoke weed or whatever, try to smoke, with real filters, better paper, or just smoke, whatever, and try to calm it down. Not every day, because your pulmonary, your lungs and your heart, that's real. Pulmonary disease is real. All right. And then the last thing I want to tell you guys is go get CPR and AED training every year. You should be practicing this because you have friends who are athletes that you hang out with. You have family members that you're around, and you want to be there to help in case something happens. So let's educate ourselves. Let's educate the people that's around us so we can be better, right? So I hope that was informative to you guys. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. We want to be solution-based, so make sure you protect yourself and the people that's around you, the people that you love, people that love you. What I do is I help former athletes, 30 plus, get back into shape with lean muscle and a great source of energy using my Reignite Method in 90 days or less. If that's you, make sure you hit that link down below to book a connection call with me personally, and let's get you straight away. All right. Make sure you download that free ebook that got a lot of good information for you guys to stay heart healthy and to stay in the game so we can increase that decrease and cardiac deaths, but also join the athletic community in AL5 Athletics. That's free down below in the description as well. I give out tips, workouts. We do challenges, things like that to stay healthy. Man, I love y'all, man. Jesus he's real, and he loves you as well. I wish you all the best. Y'all stay blessed by the best. And y'all already know, man, stay timeless.